Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another Zenescope recap. Guys, this is the last Zenescope recap we're going to be doing for a while. It is now summertime. We are doing the Street Fighter Summer event, so all recaps are being put on hold, at least until October. Maybe indefinitely, maybe not, but we are definitely going to be working on changing up the recaps if we do bring any back. And if we do bring any back, we're definitely not going to be bringing them all back. A, because some of them won't be around, and B, because depends on time.
But for this video,
let's do this, because we've already done a couple of Zenescope books in the future, because we did some from July, because they're back in the indie reviews already.
Yeah, we have physical copies here, and these came out in the month of June 2014. And first I will start with my book right here. Wonderland, Clash of Queens, Age of Darkness, 505. This story concludes, well, first of all, this is a
humongous fold-out cover,
yeah. This is a humongous one right here.
Open.
Oh, that one. Really awesomely designed and a really great cover.
It's an extra $1, but I feel it's worth it.
It was worth it, absolutely.
You could have gotten the issues individually. We just decided to get different covers and just get the fold-out instead.
Yeah, so now it's basically Queen of Hearts against the Queen of Clubs and Diamonds, right? And this art, just beautiful.
While the Queen of Spades sits in the background watching the whole thing happen.
Right.
Because she has the Trickster working with her, I believe.
Right, and the Ebony Blade as well, because that's a prized possession. And throughout the whole book, it's just the Trickster going to, like, the Queens and just, you know, just messing with their minds. You know, I really I'm liking the Trickster, just the way she manipulated the Queen's minds throughout the whole story. And there was one part in the story where the Queen of Diamonds, like the Trickster took her memory back.
Yeah, I thought that was messed up when she did that.
And that was like really something else. And you know, the Queen of Hearts was just with that Ebony Blade, and she used it as you know, very destructively, but Trickster actually got the upper hand in the end of using the Ebony Blade.
And she works with the Dark Queen, who didn't see that coming.
And I'll just show you that part right here.
And all the queens are basically, well, not in this issue, I think in another issue they're all destroyed.
Right, but this continues the Trickster into the Wonderland Age of Darkness.
Yes, so, which we also will be reviewing soon. But
I was really satisfied with all 5 parts.
This was a spectacular series.
You just took the words right out. Spectacular issue. If you guys haven't got all 5 parts, you should definitely get it in trade paperback. And
worth the money.
It is definitely worth the money. And just like me, the Trickster was just the key role throughout this whole story, and it was just amazing. So definitely pick that up. And now is your book.
Now, this came out in different order. Godstorm's annual, I believe, came out first, and then this book. However, I'm switching the order because this happened first. Ascension, issue 5 of 5. So, Julian is fighting the Being now. Samantha thinks she's doing the right thing, defending the Being, and Shang is there to tell Samantha she's wrong. So, in this issue, Shang tells Samantha to back off, basically, just what I said, and you have Julian trying to kill the Being. Love and Innocence end up fighting. Samantha loses her powers to Love again. I want to find that panel. I believe it happened here, where she's actually going after Innocence now. Oh, she took Samantha's powers back there. But anyway, Zeus shows up and basically tells Julian to stand down because he knows Julian's not going to do it. So he takes the blast from Julian because there's like a Dragon Ball Z kind of blast going on back and forth. And uses all of his power and basically defeats the Being. However, in doing so, spoiler alert here if you didn't know this by now, but if you didn't, it's a month late already, Zeus dies. I say that because wait for the Godstorm annual. So Zeus is gone. Samantha ends up killing Innocence because she loses her powers. And basically after this, everybody goes home. And then as an awesome epilogue, the Being is still alive. And he's mortal now. And he's walking around the world, so to speak. He's walking out into this desert, and he's begging for his father to tell him what should he do. He failed. What to do? What should I do now? And an image of his father, or the ghost of his father, shows up and says, "Live." And you just see the being walking off into the sunrise, basically, and that's it. This was a spectacular series. I loved it, and it sets up for a lot of stuff that's going to be going on with Godstorm and Goddess Inc., of course. Obviously, this doesn't take place around the same time as Hercules Payne, because Zeus is still around during Hercules Payne, or at least in the beginning of Hercules Payne. So, not to confuse you guys, but this was an awesome book. I loved it. 5 stars. But the weird thing was, even though she was evil, oh god, I lost her name now. Innocence was right. In stopping the being, the world is going to fall to an age of darkness, because that's what we're building up towards. That's what everything's being titled right now, Age of Darkness. So maybe Innocence was right, but the being was a dark perversion of what true justice was. So
yeah, I forgot to give my rating for the other one. It was 5 out of 5. The Clash of Queens. Yeah.
I thought we did. I said 5 out of 5.
Well, spectacular it was, you know. Alright, Hellsing. Part 3 of 4. One more part until the Hellsing series.
And ironically, I ordered it for you this week, so you're going to be getting it next week.
And I'm definitely looking forward to this. So, basically, it was talking about, you know, she's still looking for her father's stories and everything because of it getting cut off and everything. So, Hades really, like, you know, messes around with her and everything from the story. Here's some artwork right here. She actually has this male librarian that's with her because he knows how to get the files and where to go. And, you know, Helsing breaks in where this woman actually says, you know, like a trespassing and everything, and the man tried to explain to her, you know, what he's doing, and then we get this weird bug-like creature that comes in, and I mean, it was kind of disturbing, but in a way, you know, we get some of, you know, and then he brought his buddies with him, and things just get really, really hectic, and you know, lots of, you know, there's lots of action and fights in this one. And, you know, Helsing just uses her guns and she just takes them out one by one. And she gets a letter from the, you know, from the demon that says, you know, that explains more of the father's story. And basically the father's story was basically saying that he, you know, became, you know, a fighter, and he stopped because he had a daughter, and he just didn't want to do it anymore because of that. So now he's in Transylvania along with Helsing, and things are going to be picking up in very, very interesting ways, because we all know what's in Transylvania. And the next preview cover says it all. So, and I did leave out a lot of stuff because I really want you guys to read it. It really builds up, you know, very intensely. And why isn't this book going in? Thank you.
Doesn't want to go back.
It doesn't want to go back because this was really amazing. I would give this, I would say a 4.5 out of 5. There's no reason why I take 0.5 stars. Like, it's really building up to a way that, it's going to really be interesting in the last part of the story, and now in Transylvania, like, you know, like that's, really builds up a lot of drama for what's going to be in the next issue, and lots of excitement as well.
So now we have Godstorm, Age of Darkness one-shot. This is the grand finale of the Godstorm series, at least for Patrick Shan, because next is Goddess Inc., not counting Hercules Payne, which still has, I believe, 2 more issues, one for this month and one for August, and then it's done. But anyway, this issue basically recaps what happened in Ascension and continues forward. The beginning of the book recaps the death of Zeus and Hades and Neptune's mourning and burial, so to speak, of Zeus. Act 1 has the Dark Queen resurrecting Venus. So Venus is now working for the Dark Queen. So Venus now has... sorry, I can't get this out of my throat. The Dark Queen now has somebody from every realm working for her. So her plan is starting to form into motion. Zeus, as he's floating away because he's dead, this is all internal dialogue, is reliving how, you know, he's had children, things went bad, he sent his children to Earth, and he was still a father that was always absent. But since he died, things changed, but a god can never, as they say, truly die. Then Act 2 happens, and it's all focused on Julian. Julian is still... There's more of a recap of what happened during Ascension. So if you weren't reading Ascension, I would highly recommend reading that before you read this. Because, but then again, even if you missed it, at least this will recap everything at the end of Ascension for you. So Zeus is alive again. He's human, though. He's back on Earth as a human. And actually, in Act 2, Venus goes to Zeus, and she knows who he is right away. And they have this huge conversation about how Venus has an army, and she's looking to destroy, you know, she threatens his children and everything. And he says, I would say your next words carefully. And she's like, I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm not the woman you once knew. And she's all tough and mighty. She's like, I know you don't have as much power as you did before, so I didn't come here to recruit you. I came here to gloat. So basically, she has the Dark Queen's army on her side, and she wants to destroy Zeus. What she didn't count on was Julian was around, and Julian shows up, beats the snot out of most of Venus's army, takes his father, not knowing it's his father, and runs. Act 3 is the father waking up in Julian's apartment, bandaged up, of course, because he was pretty banged up after that encounter. And he leaves. Julian actually says to him towards the end of the story, you know, you remind me of somebody, like my father, and he just passed away. And he's like, I miss him a lot, you know. And Zeus actually says, I'm sure wherever he is, that he misses you too, very, very much. And he walks off. And he decides to basically say goodbye. And this, I feel, is more of a conclusion to the whole Godstorm. It is. However, we still have Hercules going on. But it feels like a perfect conclusion. He says goodbye. Hades, his goodbye is a lightning bolt, basically. And when it goes through, Hades sees it and he says, well, I'll be damned. Venus sees it and she seems troubled. Julian sees it, he smiles towards the sky. And then Neptune sees it and he says, farewell, brother. And Zeus basically says, I always thought I was a god in a human's body, but I think it was reverse. And perhaps it basically it's time for a change. In the end, I believe that this is the greatest thing I could ever hope to be, which is human. So his time as Zeus is gone, and now he's focusing on just being human, or as human as possible. So Zeus is going away for a while. Will we see him during what's going to be going on during the realm fall? I'm sure we will at some point, maybe towards the end, maybe towards the middle. We don't know. But there's going to be a lot going on with the realm wars and everything like that. When issue 100 hit, well, we got issue 100 now, but after issue 100, after we review it, you guys will see what I'm talking about. But definitely a lot's going to be changing in the Grimm Fairy Tale universe. So I'm sure this isn't a goodbye. It's a just see you soon.
Okay. Alright, don't want comics fall. Wonderland, issue number 24. We still continue the story of the mother and daughter.
Which actually, when this ends, it continues, or does this continue from...
I don't think this...
Oh wait, editor's note, see Wonderland, Age of Darkness.
Yeah, so...
Actually, we shouldn't do that then. Let's do Age of Darkness first, and then go into this.
Age of Darkness?
Yeah, this one. There we go.
Okay.
Because we need to do that first.
Okay, so with that,
Sorry,
Wonderland, Age of Darkness, one shot.
I
Let's
didn't
start
know.
with that.
I didn't read Wonderland 24, so I didn't know.
I know. It's just
This issue seemed like a very quick read.
it was
The
actually.
trickster is outside. You know, what are their names? Carly and
Lytle.
no, Callie
Oh,
and
Callie.
what's her daughter? Violet.
Violet, man.
Are
Violet.
both sleeping. Callie has a dream, and she thinks that the Dark Queen basically reaches out to her in her dream, and Callie thinks it is just a dream, and she beats the snot out of the Dark Queen basically because she has control over her dream, not the Dark Queen. The Dark Queen basically says, "You're gonna win. You're gonna kill all of the queens," which she does, and you're gonna take over as ruler of Wonderland. And you're gonna rule it, and I'm going to, and you're gonna rule it for me. And Callie says, "I don't think so. I know what it's like to work with bitches, basically." And
yeah, and then the Dark Queen's like saying, you know, that she's not here to fight. She's here to make an offer to give her all of
yeah,
the
and she
land.
turns her down, and she gets pissed off. But then Callie beats the crap, like I said, out of the Dark Queen. However, in the Awake world, the trickster does something to her daughter, Violet.
Mm-hmm.
And when Callie wakes up, basically, she has no choice. If she wants her daughter to live,
Mm-hmm.
then she has to abide by what the Dark Queen wants. So in the end, she ends up submitting to the Dark Queen in order to save her daughter from what the trickster's done to her. And that's it. That's where the issue ends.
Right, and the trickster, she also does something to Violet.
I said that, Violet.
Yeah, I know, but it was just like really something else what she did to Violet, and it just wow. So it was really.
It was an awesome issue, but you see what lengths that the Dark Queen's going to make sure she has somebody in every realm, all the big ones in each realm.
Not to mention that, you know, with also getting the Ebony Blade, the Cyclops Eye, or the
Yeah, basically the Dark Queen has everything. Plus, she has all the heads of each realm except Earth in her back.
So, you know, with all the stuff that she has, enough to...
She has everything except Earth right now, so Earth is in trouble. And this all, of course, leads into Grimm Fairy Tales 100, but first it leads into this.
Now Wonderland, issue number 24, which takes place after what happened in Wonderland Age of Darkness, as an editor's note. So in this story...
This is right after that, when they wake up.
Yeah, this is like right after when they wake up. And we get the Queen of Diamonds, who makes an appearance in this issue. And, you know, there's just lots of, like, talks about when Violet, before time, went to talk with the Queen of Diamonds, and, you know, just to prove him right that she's not afraid of anyone, the Queen of Diamonds, because people claimed her to be that way. So, when the Queen of Clubs shows up, there's lots of other things that they're looking for, even the guy that comes back right here.
This is before what happens in the Wonderland Clash of Queens, because the two queens are still in love with each other here.
Right, because there was no memory of.
They didn't fix the trickster didn't take back Diamond's memories yet.
Exactly. So with that, you know, like Callie's like trying to like, you know, like not make things get a little bit out of control. So you know, it's just really just trying to find out some answers about the clockwork machines and you know, of how to turn it counterclockwise with all the effects that it can have, basically, which is what it talks about. So in the Kingdom of Spades, the Dark One goes back to meet with the Dark Queen, and I really don't want to give that much away because I really want you guys to definitely read this, but let's just say that the Dark One, just saying that you might be looking at a new king, could lead into something.
And the grand finale is in Wonderland 25, which I believe comes out next week. And I believe it's a $5 book because it's big.
Because it's supposed to be a big thing, yeah. But this book was just flat out amazing. I'm really enjoying this, and
without giving spoilers away before the book comes out, I did look at 25 already because I have it digitally already. I would highly recommend you guys check out Wonderland issue 25 when it comes out next Wednesday. Really, really good. If you want to know why, you'll see in 2 weeks when we do the indie review for that.
You want me to do this? Or you...
I didn't read it.
Oh, okay, so I'll do this then. Alright, Neverland, Age of Darkness, Part 404. This is the last part to Neverland.
And let me guess, the Dark Queen gets Neverland in the end.
Oh, well. let's just take things one step at a time. One step at a time. And this is basically where Nathan is fighting off against the goblins, and he just wants to know where the Goblin Queen is. And, because he really wants to just...
Gutter.
Like, gutter to death, literally, because of last issue when they, you know, did all the portals and stuff like that. Someone does die in, well, not die in this issue, like, gets hurt or something like that. And the queen is just, like, you know, like, she's just saying, you know, she wants to just find Replic and make sure that he's finished with all the other stuff that's going on. So, yeah, Nathan is just trying to find a way to get the queen because he really just wants to, like, really get her one. So, and Nathan's wife actually does some action because she really wants to, you know, help him out and stuff like that. But, and she wants to actually deal with the problems with him and everything. So there is an editor's note of Neverland Hook that's mentioned in this, that you know, like last trip that they made to Neverland no longer
we didn't read that.
But so if you guys have read that, then you'll know what we're talking about. So yeah, the Dark Queen actually has this actually in possession from the other issues.
The Dark Queen.
Yeah. And she actually puts it, ironically, right next to the Eye of the Cyclops.
And it looks like it's a baby in a crystal.
Uh-huh. So, that's another piece of the puzzle, and we're going to find out the Dark Queen's plans in the monumental Grimm Fairy Tales issue 100. So things are looking.
So she doesn't take
evil.
Neverland, but she takes something from Neverland instead.
Right. We're gonna find out what the plan is, and well, it looks like it's gonna be a success for her as a plan because of all the stuff that she has. Oh, what?
Just checking.
Oh, do you want to do that one, or do you want me?
No,
to
do that one
right.
first. Then we'll switch it.
This book I always look forward to reading, and this is like the favorite book of Zenescope. Robin Hood Legend, issue 405. One more part until we...
but didn't we review 505 or not yet?
No, not yet. That was what came, you know...
This week.
No, last week.
Yeah, but we're reviewing it this week.
Right,
That's what I meant.
Yes.
So you're lucky. You're going to see this recap, and then you're going to see part 505 tomorrow night in the indie review.
Yeah. So, by the way, let me show you some artwork. So, basically, Robin is feeling very worried about Will because with Marion around, she can actually help Will live and everything. And then they go to, I hope I say this right, Nottingham?
Nottingham.
Okay, thank you, because I don't want to say it wrong. And they go to face off with Cal, the sheriff. And Gisborne actually fights off against them, which is a really turn of events of a character to actually fight against Robin. But something tells me he's going to turn his back because you can actually see that. So all the Robin and the gang, along with Gisborne, are going to try to attack Cal. And the fight was just amazing against... Cal, and as it just keeps going on and on, for Will, it doesn't turn out really that well, and Robyn just uses every which way to fight off against him, and as Robyn calls out for Marion, something tells me next issue there's going to be one person that might not survive. And that is very, very sad if that's going to happen for Robyn, because Robyn was really in love with Will. So we'll find out what happens in the last issue, and then we go on to the ongoing series, which I am highly looking forward to, but this is my highest recommendation. Just check out Robin Hood Legend. It is just, third volume is just really amazing, as well as the other volumes in the past.
And we have 2 minutes to spare. We could do this. Grimm Fairy Tales 98. This book felt more like a filler issue than it was actually continuing the story. It was this guy, Chris, who's married, has a daughter, and this is from the outside looking in. A human being who finds out about the Highborns when they first started coming out, obsessed over knowing everything there is to know, tracked them, kept eyes on them, watched what they were doing, basically almost went into a divorce with his wife because he was so obsessed with them, only to come face to face with Sela, who's fighting this gigantic orc towards the end of the issue, and then learning that not all Highborns are actually bad, that some of them, including Sela, are really good. And Sela is actually the one that warns Chris to take his family and run. He takes them, and they all end up in a motel for the night. And it kind of ends with him saying that, what did he say exactly? He talks about a poem, and he says, "To them we must look so small." So basically, it's a human being on the outside looking in on what's been going on. Nothing really focusing on Sela except for her fighting the this humongous orc. There is mention.
I think I read about that.
Yeah. There is mention about the being, which is part of Ascension. There's mention of other parts in this book, like when there was the black hole, and how the Highborns are super dangerous. Robin Hood versus Red Riding Hood was in here. And it's just this guy really obsessing over all of the Highborns, and it almost destroyed his life. And then finally he realized, hey, they're not all bad. Some of them are actually good. This more, like I said, felt like a filler issue. Next issue, obviously, will be issue 99, which we actually did. We did last week. And that continues the story again. And now issue 100 is going to be the grand finale of the first act of the Grimm Fairy Tales from issue 1 to 100. And then we go into something new that's going to be a year-long event. So this was more of a filler issue. The next issue absolutely picked up with issue 99. So, I would definitely recommend it. A really good book. 4 out of 5 stars, I would say.
Yeah.
So guys, stay tuned really quick. We're going to click the button. We have 2 more books, and then we will be done with this month's weekly recap for Zenescope. Alright, and we're back, and we have 1 book apiece.
Alright. Warlord of OZ, issue number 2 of 6. And in this comic book of the Warlord of OZ, I'm really actually getting like really interested in this, like with how Dorothy has like that character development of
yeah, we find out
stuff like that.
We found out that Ozma was actually taken out by what she called the Warlord, who's a Reaver.
Right, and actually, he works for the Dark Queen. I mean, who didn't see that coming, with all that? So, I'm going to show some artwork, like, right here is good.
So, towns are being attacked, and now the Wizard of Oz, or the head of Oz, wants to know what's happening and how to stop it.
Right, and then there's a lot of stuff that they talk about as well.
We find out that the Tin Man, spoiler alert, and his girlfriend are working for the Dark Queen because she's promising to change him back to a human.
Right, and we all know Dark Queen's not going to do that.
Right.
Because, she's always saying, I'll give you this, this, and that, and then she takes it all for herself. Because that is basically the way she is. So, with that said there, the civilians in the Wonderland, like, they get, you know, attacked and all that, but Dorothy...
gets a new costume, gets a new suit.
She gets, like, a really nice suit right here. And it is just really... Like, that's what I meant about, like, just character development. So now, they are getting ambushed, and Dorothy's just saying, you know, just bring it. And it's to be continued in the next issue. So, seeing Dorothy in this attitude really makes me want to read the next issue and just see what more of a development. Because that's what I like about Zenescope books. Like, the character development and everything, like, that's what really just brings out the book. Like, this is really great to check out.
And then finally this month we have Godstorm Hercules Payne issue 3 of 5. We are more than halfway done with the Godstorm second volume. And this issue starts off right where the last issue left off. Tyrell's men go into the diner where Andre is to take him out. However, while Andre is sitting in the diner, he picks up a fork and now he can bend it. He touches a table and he ends up breaking it. So now basically Andre has his powers, his super strength. And these agents come in. He tells his the girl that he likes, whatever her name was, Katrina, to go in the back. They try to touch him. He just slaps him around, throws him around like rag dolls. They shoot at him. Bullets don't even hurt him. They literally just bounce off of him. And he makes quick work of all of Tyrell's people, and then he walks away. Goes back to Tyrell, who his people. We finally find out the woman he's with, whom I couldn't tell who she was at first because I thought this person was dead. Obviously, she wasn't by the time this came out. Venus is the one that's working with Tyrell, and everybody's saying that Venus is the one that's leading Tyrell's people, not Tyrell. He gets pissed off and basically confronts Venus. Venus just literally bitch slaps him and says, you know what, I'll let you be my puppet. Let them believe that you're leading them, but really you're just my puppet. You're my plaything, and I get, what was it? And I don't play nice with my things. So basically now Venus owns Tyrell. Tyrell's able to give his agents or his people powers now through Venus. And this scene kind of made me step back a minute. You see Andre standing on the street trying to figure out what's going on with him, how he got these powers and what exactly he is. And this group of people pass by. You get these drive-by shooters. They try to shoot Andre. Obviously, it doesn't hurt him, but they shoot the gang of people that just walk past Andre with this little kid. And all he does is look at them. He says, damn, and he just walks away. He goes to his brother's gravestone, has a moment with one of his brother's brothers in arms, so to speak. One of the officers he worked with. The mother is still kind of grieving over the loss of Cal, and now she's worried that she's going to lose Andre too. Andre gets confronted with the now powered agents of Tyrell, and the fight kind of gets a little rough for him. He doesn't do so well, and then all of a sudden he reaches to the sky, lightning strikes, and guess what he gets? His mask. He puts it on, gets like a supercharge of power, and he takes them all on. He says, you know what? Tyrell wants a piece of me. Tell him I'm coming for him. And that's where it's left off.
Wow.
And this was awesome. The action in this book was great. The last moments of this book where he finally gets the mask and he's like, I never thought I'd be so glad to see this again. Puts it on, gets like a power boost, and this is just an amazing book. The first volume of Godstorm was good. This book is just even more awesome. And the car that he grabbed and said, tell Tyrell to bring it, is the car that I believe drove around in the middle of the issue and shot those poor kids.
Oh, yeah, I remember you told me about that issue.
This was a spectacular issue. 5 out of 5 stars. This is better than the first volume of Godstorm. It's definitely evolved and it's grown, and Pat's doing an amazing job with Godstorm. It's sad to see that the title is switching over to Goddess Inc. But Godstorm is such a strong title. As much as I'm happy you got your Robin Hood title,
Which is a 5-star book.
I wish Godstorm could have gotten an ongoing or something like Myths and Legends for a little while, like a temporary ongoing, because there's so much that I enjoy with Godstorm, and it's what got me into reading Zenescope, that it's sad to see Godstorm, not permanently, but for a while, get put on the shelf, because this is the last volume of Godstorm we're getting, at least until after Goddess Inc.
Right.
So, as much as I'm looking forward to Goddess Inc., I hope that in the future we get to see a 3rd volume of Godstorm, and maybe through the 3rd volume, if you guys ask for it enough, we might actually get an ongoing series for Godstorm as well. If you are not reading this series, I would highly recommend checking out all 3 issues of Godstorm Hercules Payne. It was spectacular. Go back and get the other issues of Godstorm Volume 1 with Julian. He's an amazing character, and he plays a gigantic role in the Grimm fairy tale universe now. Zeus is going to play a huge role, I have a feeling, later on, because right now he's busy being human instead of a god now. But I have a feeling he's going to come back.
Yep.
Guys, I'm watching the Zenescope world build up. There are so many books. It all started from Grimm fairy tales, and then it went to Myths and Legends, and then a couple others, Wonderland. And now we got a huge list of other books. For example, for this month, the month of July that we're in right now, we got Grimm Fairy Tales 100, Realm War Age of Darkness 1 of 12, Realm Knights Age of Darkness one shot, Grimm Fairy Tales 2014 Giant Size. These are all books we just got this week.
Right.
Grimm Fairy Tales 99, which we did review. Wonderland 25. Grimm Fairy Tales vs. Wonderland issue 1. Looking forward to that.
Oh, I gotta get that.
Grimm Fairy Tales of Terror, which is a new series coming out. Warlord of OZ issue number 3. The Grimm Fairy Tales swimsuit special. Helsing's final part, and issue 4 or 5 of Hercules Payne.
No. Did you say Robyn Hood?
I said Robyn. Oh, and I'm sorry, Robyn Hood 5 of 5.
Yeah, the last part to that. Yeah.
Huge stuff still coming from Zenescope. Loving everything. That's why we get everything in a physical copy. We don't bother doing just digital anymore. We need to own it in paper, so we have it forever.
Guys, all these books that we've reviewed,
all 4 and 5 stars.
Yeah,
and all
nothing below that, because these books, like the artwork and the stories themselves, developing and just amazing. They're just absolutely amazing.
I could recommend to you guys any of the books we just read, but if you want jumping on points, you're welcome to comment below, and we will answer your guys' comments on next week's weekly comic book haul, because this Friday's weekly comic book haul we just filmed before this video. So anything we get from this video on will be on next Friday's weekly comic book haul. But if you have a Grimm Fairy Tales question, please feel free to leave it here. If you want to know where to jump on, what you guys are interested in, what issue to jump in with Grimm Fairy Tales, where we think you should start in the past, what miniseries we think are, really great to read, feel free to leave the comments below and we will answer them.
Yes, we will.
So until next time, everybody, don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline, and Zone4Podcast.com. Together we're your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Don't forget to check out Zenescope.com for all your Zenescope news. Loving it. Can't wait to see what they're going to be doing with the Realm War going on for the next year. I'm very excited and pumped.
Issue 100. It's going to be big. Must get.
Indeed. So take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.